Welcome back to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart. We're here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. This is a northwest suburb of the city of Chicago. And according to moving company United Van Lines, last year more people left this state than any other state in America. And the people here tell us that taxes are a big reason for that.
Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series!
I was actually here on that couch when the Cubs won the World Series.
Cassandra Bajak has a lot of love for Illinois.
As far as the family, the people, I mean, the Midwest values. Chicago's wonderful to go downtown, and the restaurants are great, and you know, we live close enough where we can still do all that and have that.
And love for her house of 16 years.
It's home because, you know, my kids were born and raised here. It's warm. I love we have a little lake back here with some great views.
Her home state's relationship with her wallet is a different story.
Taxes have doubled from $8,600 about to $15,000 plus just in the last 16 years.
And that has her at a crossroads that many people in and around Chicago face.
In a sense where can we and should we take a different route and change our house and our housing, you know, outlook because of the expensive taxes that we have.
Are you gonna leave?
We're considering it. Here's what we probably would if we could recreate income, which is what we need to do, and figure out health insurance. So we do want to leave, but we may have to wait till we have a retirement plan set.
How important is taxes to the people here when it comes to the midterms?
I think greatly, but I think that, you know, for party line, I don't understand why everyone wouldn't want lower taxes, you know, red, blue, whatever.
Now, there are so many different types of taxes, but the ones the average American most likely deals with the most are income tax and sales tax. Newsy's Alex Miller and cartoonist Nick Rafferzo teaming up to break down the similarities and the differences between those taxes.
You've heard it before, the only thing that's certain is death and taxes. And those taxes seem to pop up everywhere you go. When you get your paycheck, it's probably taxed. When you eat out, it's probably taxed. Buying concert tickets, a new shirt, plane fare, taxed, taxed, taxed. But there's a method to the madness. That money helps to fund everything from our nation's busiest highways to the parks in your neighborhood. Here's how the taxing usually breaks down. Your income tax is pulled directly out of your paycheck. Most everyone pays federal income tax. People in 7 states don't pay state income tax, and another 2 only tax certain income. The government uses this money to function. Most of the country's revenue is collected from individual income taxes, not taxes on corporations. In fact, they're just about the lowest contributors. Sales tax, on the other hand, has nothing to do with the federal government. It's known as a pass-through tax, meaning it's charged on any sales or leases. States decide the rate. That means if you stop for dinner as you're driving through Delaware, congrats! You don't have to pay tax on your dinner, even if you're not from there. But if you're passing through Alabama, get ready to cough up some extra cash for that meal. Business owners have to give all the tax money back to their state government, so they're essentially acting as tax collectors for their state. Nearly every state gets the majority of their revenue from sales tax. This money is used for things the federal government won't pay for. We're talking police, fire, jails, foster care, and environmental projects, all things to benefit the greater good.
Now, earlier in the show, we talked about some of the changes that will be coming for things like what people can claim as deductions on their 2018 taxes. But it's not just individual people that can expect some changes come tax season. Nicole Vowell showing us some never-before-seen changes coming to churches and nonprofits.
Churches and taxes are not usually two things that go together. But under the new tax law, that tune is changing.
We are shocked and we're deeply disturbed that the Congress would do something like this.
Galen Carey with the National Association of Evangelicals says the bill cuts right into the pockets of not only holy sanctuaries, but thousands of charitable groups around America.
Because it's not something that we're used to dealing with.
The law imposes a 21% tax on expenses like parking and transportation benefits for employees at hospitals, colleges, and other organizations, leaving them with what could be a hefty bill.
So $1.7 billion over 10-year tax increase on churches and nonprofits. That's is according to estimates that we've been given.
You may have heard of Meals on Wheels, the tax-exempt group that provides hot food for the elderly and disabled.
And it's been around for decades.
The president of the nonprofit tells me these changes are scary.
This code change is going to have an adverse impact on philanthropic dollars that are so critically important to social services and other nonprofit organizations like Meals on Wheels.
The rules for individual charitable giving deductions have also been revamped. Ellie Hollander fears that means donations will drop. Critical dollars, she says, they need.
And at the same time, our federal funding for Meals on Wheels, as well as for other nonprofits, is also scaled back. So it's like a double whammy.
This will also cause these organizations, for the first time ever, to file tax returns, something Carey says they're trying to prepare for.
For a lot of churches, they're going to have to hire CPAs to actually do this for them.
In the meantime, the groups are pushing back, hoping to push even further when they hit the polls in November.
That's what we're working on now. We're calling on Congress to repeal this provision of the tax code.
For The Race, I'm Nicole Vowell reporting.
And you're taking a look at Soldier Field here in Chicago, home of the Bears. And still to come on The Race, we're taking a look at the investment that taxpayers have to make to keep and attract sports teams to their town.